Hi, my name is Ashley Richardson, and this is Basically Christian.
Hi, welcome to Basically Christian. Today we're talking about redemption. As we know, throughout the Bible it has many themes of redemption, from Jesus to the Israelites always coming back to God. Today we have Nikki talking about her book, Woman to Woman. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you? Thank you for having me.
So the book is called Woman to Woman.
Yes.
Why did you call it that?
Wow, woman to woman, when you look up in the dictionary, the word woe is troubles, it's things you've been through. And a lot of times, just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you have become a woman. You have things inside of yourself that you need to deal with that could be from your past or anywhere. So when I was writing the book, in that place where I was at that moment, I was a woman. And I wanted to speak from a woman's perspective to women.
So you said it was something that you wrote that was reflective. Because when I was reading it, I noticed that all the language you used was very personal. A lot of eyes, a lot of your real experiences, along with some self-help options in there as well, where you have the reader be reflective of himself. Why did you choose to write in that format? Because it was very conversational versus you're just reading a book.
Well, when I read a lot of self-help books, it's like the author is always where they're at. And they never explain how they really got there, or you never, as the reader, went on that journey with them. I wanted my readers to be on the journey with me. I wanted them to know that they're not alone, that I too am still on my journey. So that is the reason why I chose that style of writing. Writing.
Because it was very easy for me to read and actually see where you are from the different traumas you experienced. One particular story that you mentioned was about your grandmother and how she was the pillar of the house and still got things done. How was her relationship with God, and how did that affect you in the way you live your life?
Wow, my grandmother, she didn't really practice. First of all, my uncle owns a church in West Palm Beach, Florida, and she was the mother of the church. And she didn't really do religion. She had her relationship with God.
Explain, what does that mean? Because a lot of people say, I don't believe in religion, I believe in relationship. But it's like, what's the difference?
The difference is I can go to church by me being brought up in the church. And I can shout. I can shout right now. I can shout, I can, usher, I could pay my tithes, but then when I leave, that stops. When you have a relationship, you're always, no matter what you're doing or where you're at, you always have that relationship that follows you. And I truly believe that that's what my grandmother did. Like, she fed there was drug dealers in our neighborhood. She never denied them to come to the house. She fed them. She talked to them. You have some preachers and Christians today I don't want that spirit in my house. I don't want that. But she wasn't like that. And that helped me a lot with where I'm at right now.
Yeah, because I know as well as that is something that I believe, not just Christians but myself, we have to make sure that we realize that no one is untouchable. No one is untouchable. That's how, if we're planning to live the way we say we're going to live, we have to make sure that we stop seeing people as untouchable. And with that being said, I know with the different things you went through, which led into a bigger issue that we're going to get into a little bit later, as far as with your father and with different relationships you had with men, and about how it kind of got into abusive relationship. How did that mold your mindset as far as your relationship with not just God but with other people, with other men, with other women?
I can say even when I was doing things that were unpleasing to myself, to my family, and really to God, that I always prayed. I could be doing something wrong, and I'd be like, God, protect me or watch over me. I always acknowledged that He was the head of my life, no matter what. I didn't allow people to make me feel any different because I wasn't in the way that I should be. I know many of drug dealers and frauders, they still love God.
Mm-hmm.
They still love God. They still acknowledge God. They still pray. Most of them drop their tithes off.
Yeah.
Doesn't make them any less than anyone else that goes to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they may have a better relationship with God than the one that is going to church every Sunday.
Because I know with your book being called Woman to Woman and talking about the different tragedies, as far as your advice for women who've been in abusive relationships, what do you feel like are some signs that we miss just because we're quote unquote in love?
In love. I say from the beginning, when you first are dating someone, if you're with a guy and he's already downplaying his ex or talking about his kid's mother in a way that you wouldn't want to be talked about, that's the first sign right there, because you got to remember he still loved her.
Yeah.
He loved her one day. He was with her one day. So that one day could be your one day.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see a man, when I see a man, I'm talking about for me when I've been in relationships, I used to be like it. I used to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he talking about her, but he ain't gonna be with her. He calling her out her name. He not gonna, he don't want her. He just want me because of it. But that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true at all. If he do it to her, eventually he'll do it to you.
Yeah.
Another sign of abuse is watch how he treat his mom and women in his family.
Mm-hmm.
He cuss his mom out, he gonna cuss you out. That she birthed him.
Yeah. She went through pain for him.
She went through pain for him.
Much more pain than she did.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you put yourself there.
Unless you put yourself there. But sometimes, I'm going to say for myself, like, I used to always be like, maybe I could change him. Or maybe, maybe he just upset or make excuses for him. But no, that was a red flag. And I talk about that in my book, a lot of red flags. Like, be very cautious of them. Mm-hmm. Protect yourself at all costs with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because one thing I want to point on to what you just said, that I can change him. Mm-hmm. I know there's it's been said a lot. It's like you can't change a man. You're not his mama. You're not this, that, and the third. And then there's the other group that says, hey, you don't want to miss out. You could have been. You want to be with them when they're at the bottom, and by the time they get to the top, now it's too late. Do you have any advice to distinguish the two between working with a man versus trying to raise a man? So let me say this. When I grew up, I went to a lot of Bible studies, and there's a scripture that says the sanctified woman can sanctify the husband, mm-hmm. and the sanctified husband can sanctify the wife. Mm-hmm. But what if neither one of you is sanctified? What are we doing? What are we doing? For me to distinguish the two types, just be very watchful of them. Don't rush nothing. Sometimes we wanna get with a man and take the pictures and be on Instagram, and behind the closed doors, y'all haven't even built a good foundation yet. Yeah. You don't even know him, who he really is. What's his middle name?
What's his middle name? What's his middle name? How he acts when he gets angry. Those are things that I didn't never pay attention to. Mm-hmm. I just boom, clap, bam. Mm-hmm. We in a relationship. You my man. I never took the time to get to know them. Mm-hmm. And I could say that a couple of guys that I took the time to get to know, we're still friends right now, because we have that foundation where I know you as who you are. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to put up no shield with me. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when we trying to, score and say, I want him, then we put up a shield. Mm-hmm. We put up a shield and we put up a front. And
you're like, I know I want you.
I know I want you. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. And that's how I was. Like, if I want him, I'm gonna get him. Mm-hmm. Trust me. If I want him, I'm gonna get him. But do I really want him? Because I don't know him.
Yeah. Be like, nah, I
thought I wanted you, but no.
No, I don't want the extra stuff that came along with you. I don't want the drama. I don't want the... None of. And so one very important thing that I love that you said about, as far as women need to know, is to know ourselves. Where do you feel like you learned more about yourself than anywhere?
When I was incarcerated.
With a woman, in those aspects of abusive relationships or even trying to get into one, do you think she has to think like a man to protect herself, or does she just need to be wise?
She needs to read Woman to Woman and learn how to protect herself. No, seriously. Not only do you have to protect yourself from the man, you have to protect yourself from everything around him. His friends, the family, your friends, your family. I'm not going to sit up here and just bash the man, you know, but you have to protect yourself from a lot that's around him. As far as his mother, what type of mother does he have? You know, you have some mothers that think they go with the son. You know, that you have some sisters that's overprotective. You know, you have some of your friends that's already watching your man. So you have to be protective of everything, and how you do that is read the book. But how you do that is just know who you are and know what you're dealing with. Protect your energy. Protect who you are as a woman. Because especially if you are a woman that loves hard like myself. If I'm in a relationship, I can completely stop focusing on myself and focus on his dreams, focus on his goals, focus on what he wants to do. And that hurt me in a lot. And me growing in relationships, rather than just focusing on both of us or myself, you know. I feel that sometimes men are a distraction if you got the wrong type of man that doesn't want to see you grow, doesn't want you to come out that cocoon of being a butterfly. I went through a heartbreak. The guy that I was with, we separated while I was incarcerated. And at that time, I just had to learn, when you have nobody but God, you have to learn to really learn who you are. And I took that seriously. I really wanted to know who Nikki was. I didn't want to be the money. All my life, I've been the money-making Nikki, the Nikki that was, you know, I can hold my own. I never allowed a man never allowed a man to be a man. You know, I wasn't submissive at that time. That's something I still have to work on. I wasn't submissive. I didn't let a man be a man. And I think that that's a big thing that we as women, we do. We don't let a man be a man.
So what's the difference between letting a man be a man and letting a man be abusive?
Letting a man be a man. A man is supposed to protect, provide. And when I say provide, it's not, you know, oh, I'm with him for his money, or I'm going after him for his money. Because at the end of the day, you have to secure your own bag. You have to make sure that you're good if he leaves the next day. And not only just walking out. Life happens. Something happens to him. He passed away, or he has to go somewhere. He becomes handicapped. Any of that. You have to know how to still be a woman and not let nothing slack. The same way you had the nice house, or you had the nice car, or you were stable. You still have to be able to do that, with or without a man. A man doesn't define who you are. He just add on to it.
Add on some sugar.
Add on some sugar. Yeah.
But yeah. So I know. With that being said, I know that for you right now, you're single, right? How single are you?
Very single.
Very single. So, what do you think your top characteristics you'd be looking for?
Woo. My top characteristics: honesty. He has to be very honest. Loyal. You can love somebody. I just want to say this. You can love somebody and you can still do them dirty. You can love somebody, and because you love them so much, you'll hide things for them to protect their feelings. You know, a lot of that happens with men when they are they're cheating, or they're not happy in the home. They don't want to tell you because they don't want to hurt your feelings, because of the love that they have for you. Just be loyal to me. Because loyalty, you're going to tell me no matter if it brutally hurts me or not. But we'll get through it if we loyal to one another. Don't not tell me because you're trying to protect my heart and my feelings. So honesty, loyalty, and you got to be secure with yourself.
Ooh, talk on that. I like that last one. What does that mean?
You're going to always deal with different men in different situations. A lot of men don't like their women dealing with other men. Mm-hmm. They're insecure about it. I mean, that was one of my biggest problems with when I was trying to start other businesses. I had to deal with men, and then when I'm dealing with these men, I'm going home getting jumped on, getting beat because I was around a man, you know? So you got to be secure with yourself because I'm very strong.
And so if anyone just passing by, just like sees a book, woman to woman, what do you want them to get out of the book if they decide to pick it up, which they should?
Really, they should. I want you to get out of it that you're not alone. And getting out of abusive relationship and loving someone, that's not easy. You know, no matter what form of abuse it is, mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, it's not easy once you have created feelings for that person. A lot of people don't know, like, once you lay down and you have sex with someone, you exchanging something. You're people say, oh, you go to looking like each other. Yeah, because the Bible says you're going to become one. You know, you go to looking like y'all DNA, everything.
Start talking alike.
Your words
become my dress.
Yeah. Just be aware of that. Be aware of that.
Yeah. And what it always comes back around to, no matter how people try to finagle words, the Bible be true.
Bible be true.
Bible be like facts.
Don't lie.
It's a facts to everything.
The Bible and books, Bible and money are the only two things that'll never lie. Numbers.
Yeah.
They'll never lie.
Yeah, be like, no, 1 + 1 is 2.
It's 2.
It's 2.
Okay, how you do it? It's 2.
It's 2. So, with all that being said, I mean, what other projects do you have going on right now?
I'm gonna be mentoring. I'm coming up with a mentoring site where I want to mentor young women of all ages. And I truthfully believe that it starts at a young age. There's a lot of young women, young girls who aren't even in the house with their father. And that's where it really starts, right there. When you don't have that father there to tell you that you're beautiful or you're loved or you fall and he caresses you and show you how you should be treated, and then you move on, you look for all of that in a man. And so when you don't have that, you begin to allow men to treat you anyway because you want that. And if he's giving you that, that's something that you're gonna don't want to lose. You never want to lose it, you know. So I strongly feel like I really want to mentor the young and the older women too. I want them to have someone that they can really call and talk to and understand right where they're at. It was many nights I laid in the bed and I was like, oh, who can I call? You don't want to call your friends because they're going to say, oh, leave him. Oh, he ain't no good nowhere. You need to just leave. But tell me how to leave.
Come get me first of all.
Come get me first of all. How do I leave? How do I leave somebody that I really love and 2 hours after us fighting, he going to tell me he loved me. He going to tell me he's sorry. And I'm going to believe it. Every time.
Is there anything that a man can get out of reading this or gifting to his daughter?
Oh, yeah. I feel that a man can have more understanding of women and how we think. I made sure that there's some good men that I've run across. And by me being hurt so much, I end up hurting them. Not abusively, but I just didn't trust that that's who I wanted. I was attracted to negative because I was negative. I never gave myself the time to cleanse myself. I just went, okay, I'm not in a relationship. Couple weeks, boom, I'm in a relationship. Never self-healed myself and got to know who Nikki was. And when you do that, I feel like it's just toxic. It's toxic to the next person. And I don't like to sound cliche like, oh, you can't bring what you need to bring in from one relationship to another relationship. No, and actually you really can't because it's toxic. But the truth of the matter is we need to take time and heal ourselves. Take time to get ready to learn ourselves and who we are. And when I say take time to learn yourself, like It's going to be nice you got to go to bed by yourself. It's going to be nice when it's not easy. Trust me. I'm not going to sit up here and say I got it all together, because I don't. I get lonely. I miss the affection. I miss the going out to eat. I miss all of that. But I know that I respect myself now, and I love myself. And I grew up, you know, being taught love yourself, but not taught how to love myself. Yeah. You know, no, I don't want to hurt myself, so I say I love myself. But do I really love myself? Because if I love myself, I wouldn't allow all of this stuff to be going on. I would watch what I put in my body. I would watch, you know, my energy or the people I'm around. So I truly say learn yourself. Love yourself. Men, if you have daughters, always tell your daughter she's beautiful, she's pretty. Be there for her at a young age.
Is there anything left for you to tell any of our viewers about why they should get the book, where they might be able to get the book at all?
The book is going to be launched the end of October, early November. Okay. It'll be on all platforms, and I also will be in a city near you. Yeah. A city near you. I'm doing book signings, book launches, so just be on the lookout for that. Also, the mentoring and speaking when the world opens back up. I'll be speaking at different seminars. Right now, I'm scheduled to hold a webinar on the web. So yeah, just be looking out for those.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And thank you for our viewers for tuning in. Again, go out and get Woman to Woman. If you have any relationship questions as far as from getting out of abuse to make what to look for to not even get into abuse, get the book. Get the book. Because I don't read anything. I don't read everything, but I read this one. So again, thank you for joining us for Basically Christian. And here we have Ari Holmes giving us the last word. Good night.
Hey Kings and Queens, this is Ari Holmes. I am on here just to encourage you all. It's imperative that we stay encouraged during these times. A lot of people may be facing difficulties and uncertainties, but understand that God is in control. And it reminds me of the messages that I'm constantly hearing from the church that I attend every week, you know, every Sunday. And of course, we're online, but the pastor has really been reinstilling in us to trust in God, to have our peace in God. He's been focusing on different scriptures like John 16:33, and it's reminding us to have peace in God, because in the world there's going to be tribulation, but if our peace is in God, we literally can, you know, keep our mind right, keep our hearts right, because we understand that there's nothing bigger or greater than God. And he's also been talking about restoration, that God will restore anything that was lost, so that we have to keep the focus right during this time, because God's not surprised by anything. He's seen the end to the beginning, and he has the master plan, you guys. We have to keep allowing God to lead us during this time. Understand that we have to be more faith motivated than fear motivated, because if we allow fear to constantly talk to us, we are going to be discouraged. But if we allow faith to lead us, then we are going to begin to see unlimited possibilities to what God can do. So you all stay encouraged, stay tuned in to your local churches and whatever other positive outlets that God is allowing you all to have during this time. Stay encouraged, and remember to renew your mind. It is the gold mine. Love you guys.